just too vicious, but they don't understand. It's just the dog in me, and that's just the way I am.
Alright everybody, this is a new concept we're going to try out on the channel. We're going to do one a week. The dog in me. One underdog pick for every fight card. No matter if it's prelims, early prelims, main card, main event, it doesn't matter. One pick during every fight week. So for the first installment of the dog in me, and the underdog pick for UFC 278, Usman versus Edwards 2 is going to be the former 145-pound featherweight champion, the featherweight GOAT, going for another crack at the UFC's 135-pound bantamweight title, coming in on a 3-fight win streak over Marlon Chito Vera, Pedro Munoz, and Rob Font in Jose Aldo Jr. It's got to be Aldo for this week. I cannot believe that he is the underdog against Merab dvalishivili. Now, I know Merab is a fantastic wrestler. He has amazing takedowns, and it's the first Dagestani style of wrestler that Aldo's ever faced in his entire career, which says a lot considering the high-level wrestlers that he's faced off against in his career, like a Frankie Edgar, like a Chad Mendes, and so on. But I feel like the striking is just going to be too much for Merab. The constant boxing combinations, you know, I hope he doesn't throw a whole lot of leg kicks. You know, if I'm Aldo, I'm not going to be chopping so many leg kicks, but I'm sure he's looked at that Marlon Moraes fight, a common opponent that both men have, and saw how those low kicks really landed early on in the fight, and also saw how good the boxing of Marlon Moraes did for him against the guy in Merab. You know, he cracked him with that left hook over and over again, hit him with that uppercut left hook, fade the level change, left hook. You know, he was cracking him constantly, dropped him, hurt him multiple times. I think that Marlon Moraes obviously has the power advantage, but all those speed paired with his combinations, his evasiveness, and his footwork, I feel like on the feet it's just no match. Merab's just no match for Aldo. I think he's going to be able to piece him up with those boxing combinations. He's got a 90% takedown defense overall in his career, only getting taken down by the best of the best. And for the majority of those takedowns that he did give up, he was able to scramble, shrimp, use the whizzer, and get right back up to his feet and get back to the center of the cage. Now, this is the first heavy wrestler that he's faced at 135 pounds. Pedro Munoz liked to stand up and strike with him. You know, Rob Font wasn't going to do anything but stand up and strike with him, but he did shoot a takedown and catch him off guard and score one. You know, Peter Yan got a trip-style takedown, which could be something that Merab looks to instill in this fight. I do believe that Merab will get at least 1 or 2 takedowns in this 15-minute fight, but I do not believe he's going to be able to keep Aldo on his back for very long. I think the Brazilian GOAT, the featherweight GOAT, and the kingpin of 145 pounds is going to be able to get back up to his feet and box Merab's face off. So the best underdog play for the week, he's currently sitting at a plus 115, I believe, right now on the money line. Yeah, plus 115 to a minus 135 for dvalishivili. I think without a doubt, the best underdog pick of the week is Jose Aldo Jr. for UFC 278. I know a lot of people are going to be placing money on Merab thinking he's going to be able to tire out Aldo, going to be able to take him down. The relentless pressure is going to be a lot, but you've seen that if he can't get those takedowns, his striking is not the best. He's got a good 2-3 cross hook or 23 or a good 32, which is the hook into the cross. Likes to counter off the low kicks, so if Aldo does instill the low kicks, expect Merab to throw those combinations and try to counter, but it's really just no match for Aldo on the feet. Merab is going to get pieced up if he stays on the feet for too long, and even if he does get those takedowns, I expect Aldo to work his way back up to the feet and put the machine in territory where that metal is going to rust and box his face off for 15 minutes, potentially getting a finish, but I believe he'll be able to get the nod on the judges' scorecard. So for the first pick for the dog in me on the Touch 'Em Up podcast, the first dog in me pick, the first underdog pick and the best underdog play of the week for UFC 278 Usman versus Edwards 2 is the plus 115 underdog in Jose Aldo Jr. Take it to the bank, boys. Let's get this going. I'm out.
Say I'm just too vicious, but they don't understand. It's just the dog in me, and that's just the way I am.